Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us, and good morning, partner.
Good morning. I'm Gareth Edwards. A very big story overnight. Let's bring you the latest on this. 56 members of the Liberation Struggle War Veterans have been arrested.
Yeah, they're accused of holding government ministers hostage at the St. George Hotel just outside of Pretoria. Now, Defence Minister Thandi Modise, her deputy Thabang Makwetla, as well as Minister in the Presidency Mondli Gugubele were holding a meeting with the war vets.
That's right. Let's get the latest from our reporter, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who's at the hotel for us this morning. Pule, good morning. South Africans waking up to this news. What's the latest we have?
Well, a very good morning, Gareth. We've been here since around 3 a.m. in the morning. We just took that hour break just to, refresh and come back and see what's happening. But what I can tell you the latest now is that some of the members from the 56 suspects, of course, included in the Liberation Struggle War Veterans, were being processed by police officials yesterday. They were then being taken into a nyala, into a police van, where they would then be taken to the police station yesterday. But quite interesting enough, yesterday, just around 1 p.m., we saw some of the emergency services now coming in their numbers, and there was a stretcher that was being taken inside. One of the people who were inside were also being taken into the emergency services. It's not quite clear if this was one of the members from the Liberation Struggle War Veterans, but we do understand if that's the case, that would now tell you the number to 4 personnel that have been injured. We remember yesterday, like you've just mentioned, 56 suspects were arrested and 3 were injured. What we also know now is that it has been quite clear and being made by some of the members of the Liberation Struggle War Veterans. In fact, we got the opportunity to speak to them just yesterday in the early morning, and they were saying, they're not at fault about this. They deny that they held the ministers hostage, and they're saying all they want was what's on the consensus document, which was signed off with the Deputy President, David Mabuza, who in his capacity is the chairperson of the task team that looks into the concerns of the military veterans. Among those issues, of course, includes that 4.2 million rand gratuity fee, housing, medical care services, and of course other pointers such as educational bursaries for their children. Now, what's quite interesting here, just a quick one, Gareth, is that we do understand that the Deputy President is expected to be in the Northern Cape today on an election campaign trail. We haven't received any communique whatsoever if that has been cancelled, so we can accommodate some of these disgruntled veterans, but it doesn't seem like there could be any reverse or turn back from now onwards. It doesn't seem as though this situation can now be resolved politically, because these suspects are now on that system of the SAPS. They've been processed, and any time from now we could be getting any other message as to when they will be making their first appearances before the magistrate court, either here in Pretoria or around here in the area in Centurion.
And just before I let you go, Pule, so that's the view of the veterans. What a reaction has come from either government on this? We know, of course, Minister in the Presidency was there as well. Any reaction from the Defence Minister or those in government?
Well, yes, we've seen some of the videos that have been circulating from the Minister in the Presidency as well regarding what had transpired, actually, causing or rather raising some of that reaction as to what had happened as well. But more reaction as well has come from the National Coordinator of the Veterans, Liberation Struggle Veterans, who says that what led to the altercation is the fact that the ministers and the representatives of this task team that's being headed by the Deputy President had no clue or understanding of what they were dealing about. So you'd remember that the ANC national spokesperson Pule Mabe went in studio and told our colleague Tula Sizwe that the march had stood down, that they had reached an agreement, but that didn't seemingly become what was true. What we understand is that the march had not stood down, and they were about to go into the negotiations with the Deputy President, who did not pitch. And these disgruntled veterans were saying that the ministers had to then go back to the Deputy President and try to consult and get a way forward as to how they can help them. But they also mentioned that they were told that there was no money that could be paid out and that their demands could not be met. And that's how we understand that this altercation actually started. We received a call around 10 to 7 p.m. last night, where we actually could hear in the background some of the veterans marching and singing inside the conference room here in St. George Hotel. And that's how everything actually transpired and started.
Well, for the moment, we're going to say thank you very much as we continue to see those visuals of someone being stretchered out of the St. George's Hotel. Pule Letshwiti-Jones, we're back to you again later. Going to stay on the scene for us as we begin to unpack and understand why this led to this hostage drama. 56 people arrested. We know ministers being held hostage yesterday. Thankfully, in the end, it all closed out with no shots being fired. We do not know at this stage the condition of that person on the stretcher, but we'll bring you the latest as soon as we can from Pule and our team covering that story.